anything about. She may or may not be close. I can't confirm anything. Did
Okay,
you?
okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, in the room. Going to count it, Ariel, in 5, 4, 3.
Hello, everyone watching online and everyone here in our lovely auditorium. You've just got to witness a Touch Divine, a special exclusive performance for you guys in the room and you guys watching at home of the wonderful Aurora, who's just released her latest child. Have we listened to it? Of course we have. And all those fans will know that I'm referring to her brand new album. And that is why we're here right now. You're going to get the opportunity to meet Aurora and speak with her. We have some questions that you guys have previously sent in. So shall we get her on stage? She's wonderful. We've had a lot. We tried so hard. Here she is, Aurora. I was going to give you a bit more of an introduction. I was going to say we tried so hard not to have a conversation earlier because we didn't want to ruin what we were going to do this evening.
True.
But then we were rubbish at that, weren't we?
We were very bad at that.
Really rubbish. It's Aurora, ladies and gentlemen. So we've just got to see your incredible performance of 6 songs, specially chosen by yourself, the ones that you said that needed the attention, the ones that you wanted to put out there like tonight.
Yes.
They've all got to see it. Everyone at home as well. You can wave to the cameras.
With these.
And I just got a bit of intel because there was choreography, there was performance, there was movement all everywhere. But it took, a day and a half to come up with the choreography?
Yes, it did. We just rehearsed
Which is
for
incredible.
a day and a half, and then we recorded the whole thing in one day. It's of course, obviously, it always happens when you need it the least, but I got really sick. So I'm actually really sick in the show.
You'd never know that.
So my voice sounded a bit like shit, but I did my best. I drank a lot of tea, prayed to Persephone to give me strength, and then it was okay.
Well, you couldn't tell. And I loved that the build of the performance that takes you right to the end, and then you have that one beautiful moment at the end where it's just you. And I feel that's everything about you. You take us on this journey with your music, with your body of art, and your brand new child, the gods you can trust. How does it feel to have it out to the world? It's unleashed. It's there for everyone.
It's very strange, but it's very nice, and I'm so overwhelmed and grateful for all the love you've given it, and like the way you've been diving into its lyrics and symbolism and how it's all connected. You know me, but that's really touching.
Well, talking about connection, some of the wonderful people in our audience here and at home have been able to send in questions before this preparation. And I'm going to get straight to it. I'm going to dive into these questions because it's all about them and you and your connection together, as you just mentioned. So first up, Olive sent us a wonderful question. Olive, I think someone here. Olive,
Hello.
there she is. Olive, who's in the auditorium with us, she wants to know, how does it feel to know how much your music impacts your lovely fans?
Oh, it's hard to describe with the primal language we've been given. I think the only way I can explain it is through music, and I will dedicate the rest of my life to try to explain to you how much it means and how beautiful it is. It's like the music doesn't even exist without people. Like, you are the ones who make it real and who make it matter. And you also magically make the music so much larger than it is when it's just in my heart, when I keep it in here. You know, it's like alchemy. It's like magic. You're all a wonderful bunch of heckin' magicians. Yes.
I like how you talk about this connection, because one thing I've definitely seen of you, you're so engaging with your fans. You're not just someone who posts something online and then you don't engage. You have conversations. You invited someone tonight, didn't you, who wasn't even you just happened to come into them. I love this. Is it important to you to have those conversations with people and the people who are part of your music and your journey?
Well, yeah, yes, obvious, of course.
Yeah.
well,
that's why we're here, right?
No, but that's the whole point. It's the whole point with all of this. Like, they're the only ones I care about. I don't really care about, I don't care about reviews or whatever the world means about what I do, but I care about like you guys, and what you think and what you feel and what you need. And I don't know, you prove to me that I'm not alone, and I write music that makes you understand that you can be understood, and you offer just the same to me, but through a different medium, but it's just the same thing, if that makes sense.
It's a full circle.
Yes.
Well, Freya has asked, what is your favourite part of the process of creating your music? Is it writing the lyrics, composing the melody, or is it the whole production process?
Is Freya here?
No,
or is she home?
No, she's not here. She's at home.
Hello. Well, I love all of it. Writing music and writing albums is my favorite part of existing. I really love it. And I think my favorite part must be I can't compare them. Like writing the lyrics is like falling in love. Yeah. It's like it's this exciting, overwhelming thing, and then making the melodies is like it's so otherworldly and sensual, like trying to make a child, and then producing it, it's like raising the child. I love all the parts, but I think actually producing is one of my favorite things to do at the moment, because it's incredibly fun, and I would recommend anyone out there to try to learn it. It's very easy. You just search on YouTube how to produce and then you do it. Because you have the idea. I know how every song is going to sound when I write them at home. Like it's all there from before.
Well, it means you stop the frustration of having to interpret that to someone else, right? If you can produce that yourself from the idea that you already have in your head.
Yes. Sorry, I found a piece of... Why didn't I just swallow it? It was food. I had a piece of a dumpling in my mouth, and I don't understand why I didn't eat it, because it's edible, but it's on the floor now. I'm sorry.
What kind of dumpling?
What?
What kind of dumpling?
Yes.
Which one was it?
Exactly that one.
Exactly that one. Well, Freya continued her question with, what was your biggest inspiration for The Gods We Can Touch, sonically, visually, and what drove you to make this album, and what is its true message to the world? I mean, all of the questions in one.
Well, okay. I can say one thing, because it's so important to me that everyone finds their own identity, it's very important for me, because the beauty of music is that it can mean a different thing to all of us, yet make us feel the same thing, and it's magic. But yes, I think a lot about humans. I love human beings. I find us very fascinating and strange, and I love the divine. To me, when I write and when I sing, it's the closest I've ever been to something like so huge that it must be otherworldly or divine. And I've never understood my whole life why the human and the divine can't be the same thing, why they must be opposites or mean different things. And that's what made the spark. Then I knew that I wanted to read more about religion and history and people. And what fascinated me the most was when I went all the way back. I traveled through time and space, and I went all the way back to the ancient world, and I thought about the way we thought about God back then. Then God was in everything, in the earth where we walked, in the sun hitting our faces, in the rivers and waters that we can even drink, and in our trees, in life here around us,
In that picture you just created, there was so much of that in the performance that we've just witnessed.
True, which is also,
The water and the stream.
Very planned. But it's like it was in everything. But at one point in history, humans decided to remove God from here and put it, or him or her, far away up in the clouds, away from here, out of our touch. And we made also God way less approachable, less imperfect, less human with time throughout history, which I find fascinating. I wonder why we did that, you know, because God have never been more far away from anything human than God is right now in our current time. And I just couldn't wrap my head around it, so I decided to make an album, The Gods We Can Touch, about the things that confuse me, but also inspire me, because there's a lot of beautiful things with faith, and it's a very human thing to need and to search for, but I just find this whole thing so inspiring.
I can tell, because you can just talk about it, and that's obviously you've got a whole body of work about it. I love this question from Sam. Is Sam here with us? I was told there would be a Sam here.
It's
oh,
funny
being
'cause
shy.
Okay, no, yeah.
Sam has asked you to describe your new album, The Gods We Can Touch, using using 3 colours.
Oh, well,
I love this question.
Red and gold. And I would say black.
Perfect. Love that. Are you happy with the answer, Sam? Love
He's
it.
so happy.
He loves it.
He's like, we.
We have Mina Luna, who's asked, what themes would you like to explore through music in the future? What do you read, watch, or experience to get you into the headspace to write about such things?
Well, I always read a lot around every album. I have to read quite a lot of books and discuss these topics that I want to write about with quite many different people. Like now, you know, I read about religion and history and stuff like that. And on my previous album, I had to teach myself so much about the environment and about like our, you know, I always have to do quite a lot of research for myself, so I understand what I'm writing about.
So you're informed.
Yes, because I love learning, even though I quit school. Don't quit school. But I have all my albums planned out. I don't know if I've talked too much about this, but I have all my albums ready.
So you know what the next child's going to be?
Oh yes, I've started making it already.
Amazing.
And I can't tell you yet what it is, but I think you will understand when it comes. And I think when I'm older and I look back at my life and my albums, we will all see together that each album have been one independent part of a long process, but they're all different steps.
How many steps are there? I'm trying to get the exclusive.
Well, there are 8.
Okay.
And I know that's frightening, because that's not too many. But one step might consist of many, as a little riddle for all of you. Yes. But there's 8 chapters.
Okay.
In this storyline, at least. And
with this child, you recorded it in a castle, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
How did you find the castle?
Like this. Oh, a castle. No, I found it by coincidence. Yeah,
And you always planned to record it, or just you thought, actually, this is the perfect environment?
I loved I knew that this is where I want to make my album, and I know the people that own it or that, you know, stay there, and I thought it was like a win-win situation, because I got to be in the castle and they got to have a guest in their castle, which they love because they're very social and beautiful people. But yes, I rented the castle for a month, actually last year in November. So the album has been with me and been done for quite some time. But then I wrote Giving Into the Love in like June last year. So I was like, we have to remaster the album and make like all of these versions, like the vinyl is different than, but that was only because I wanted to add Giving Into the Love, which came much later.
Was there certain challenges with recording in a castle, or did it all add to it?
Well, we had to bring our own studio, like all of our equipment, even the chairs and the tables, because they had nothing there. And we were in like a big hall that where they keep the horses.
Were the horses with you? Were they present for the recording?
Spiritually, yes. Physically, no. No.
I feel like that would be a challenge
It would
between each
be.
neigh.
Next album.
Next one. That's the next chapter. Cyrene has asked, what inspires you most in the Scandinavian landscapes?
The drama of her. I like that she can be both so cold and so warm and so soft and beautiful, yet so destructive and grand and overwhelming. The mountains, they can sometimes look extremely sharp, like if you were, if Mother Earth was as big as your hand, you would cut yourself on the mountaintops because they're so sharp. It looks very like evil and kind at the same time. I just love everything about nature, and especially the Norwegian nature. But I guess it's a huge part of me and who I am.
Do you take much time to kind of go back and enjoy the landscape?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fabulous.
Mm.
How does it compare to the UK landscape? I feel like it's not so dramatic. Probably a bit cleaner.
Well, I'll
Fresher.
answer it like a politician. UK, the people in UK are just wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Better than a politician.
No, but you have nice. Like the lands, like that you can see the hills and actually look far ahead. That's quite magical. You can't do that in Norway because there's a mountain there and you see nothing. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah. You said answer like a true politician, better than a politician. Complete
Yes.
honesty.
But it's not so hard to answer things better than a politician. They're not so good at answering things.
Do we have Luke in the house here with us? Hello, right bang in the centre. This is your question. Luke wanted to know, is there an artist whose music had a big emotional impact on you, or who has a big emotional impact on you when you listen to them?
Well, I love Hans Zimmer, and I love Ennio Morricone, and I love Enya, and I love Gojira. Wow. And I love either like really filmatic and like spiritual and grand music, or I like heavy metal.
Yeah.
Because that's like a wall of sound coming towards you like a tsunami, which I love. Or I like the Prodigy or Chemical Brothers, like really hard rave music. That's the three music I like.
I feel like those genres of music fit perfectly in with the Scandinavian landscapes we just talked about. When you said like the wall of sound, you mentioned about Norway, the mountain right in front of you, and then the more kind of cinematic and epicness, and then the rave. What kind of landscape would that be?
Well, rave to me sounds like how I experienced the world once I first traveled outside of the borders of my little home. The world sounds like it's just a forever going rave party. Very intense.
Yeah. But you can get lost in it.
Yes, true.
Caitlin, does that answer your question? By the way? Look, it did. Yeah. Thank you. Caitlin, who is at home, would you either write for or perform in a musical?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Any type of musical? Have you ever thought about it before? Have you started writing one?
I would love to. Well, I'm writing something, but that's a secret. But yes, definitely.
Would you prefer to write it or perform it, or would you like to do both?
Oh, all of it.
All of it.
All of it. I think I want to try as much things as I can.
Do you like a challenge?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Would you see a musical as a challenge? Or something that you think?
Well, yes, kind of.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a musical in my life. Actually.
Never?
No.
I love that.
But I'm imagining it being like...
Well,
like that.
you can get some musicals where human beings dress up like cats, and you can also get musicals that are love stories. And there's also musicals that, well, I mean, they're animations, aren't there? There's animation. There's a plethora. So I feel like you could dive into any one of those. You could even make a heavy metal musical.
Yeah, that could be nice.
I feel like that could definitely be
about
something.
2 eggs that fall in love.
I adore you. You're amazing. We have Beatrice. Is Beatrice in the house?
Where are you?
People are being really
Beatrice?
shy because I asked say their names.
Oh
and they
yeah,
don't
but
say-
we're all shy, all of us.
Yeah.
That's how we are born, and that's why we're all here.
And then the little hand goes up when we start speaking the question. But Beatrice would love to know, if you could only compose one more song in your life, what would the theme and emotion be in it?
Oh. Well, it would have to be some kind of goodbye, but a goodbye that doesn't feel like a goodbye, but more like an open ending. So I guess I would write about how to come to peace with something, with losing something, or with things ending. Because it would be so sad for you, it would be so sad for me. So I would have to write a song that would get us through the grief of this being the last song.
I feel sad even just hearing that from you.
Yes, good.
Let's maybe not make that the
No.
yeah, okay, not yet.
But thank you for your question.
It's inspiring the next album, the next chapter. Do you have a favorite song from your new child?
How rude to ask me.
No, I know.
No,
I
just kidding.
know.
No,
No one's my favorites.
I like, well, it depends what day it
Oh,
is.
I like this. Okay.
But I don't really listen to my own music either. So I guess you understand why I say that I like the last song I did in the stream, A Little Place Called the Moon, just that has the least of me, or my lead vocal, which makes it more easy for me to listen to. Because I don't really like to listen to the music. I'm too busy making it.
Yeah.
But that song to me is very spiritual. It awakens the ancient human in me, and I feel like that's the best thing with music, that it can remind us of these things that we have forgotten since the origin of us.
You've talked about the whole. You have a plan with your chapters and your children, and do you find that you are constantly creating? Do you find it easy? Is it a constant inspiration? Are you always putting pen to paper? Are you always creating?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's there all the time, and when it's not there, correction, it's there almost all the time, and when it's not there, I'm not scared for that it won't return. You know.
Yeah.
I never try to make something when it's not already just being made naturally in my head.
Yeah.
Because you know what I think about putting too much pressure on yourself. I don't like it. And I think we should be much kinder to ourselves than we are being. And, you know, every day my first and only mission is basically just surviving.
Yeah.
As I say, then... And I feel good about myself when I manage to do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes life doesn't offer more space than to simply survive. But when I do have more space than just surviving, then I use all of it to create.
If you didn't create music, what do you think you'd be doing? I feel like you'd be a higher elf somewhere.
Yes.
Living amongst the
In
landscapes.
Skyrim. I would be a professional gamer, maybe.
Yeah, well, I heard this.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
You're into World of Warcraft. And what was the other one you mentioned to me earlier?
Oh, I was like, you have to play Skyrim. Skyrim is great.
Yeah.
No, Skyrim is wonderful, and I love Minecraft as well. It's really nice, and The Witcher I quite enjoyed, and the newest Zelda game is really amazing.
I don't know where you find the time.
Oh, there's no time for this.
No.
No.
Because you say you did that performance, you created that in a day and a half. Like the choreography was so intricate, and like it looked like it was shot very like in one kind of stage.
Yeah.
And that's so. I'd say that's hugely time consuming, but you managed to do it in a day. You're very good at getting things done.
Yes, but you have to be quick with things.
Yeah.
And also, you have to learn to just be happy with the outcome of the things you do, and be not be too picky.
Yeah, not to.
Sorry, I need to burp. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm just going to
Yes.
get some more questions. Here we have. What is a topic and subject you've never written about in a song before, but have been meaning to write about it?
Who asks?
Well, this one doesn't have a name, so these are
Oh.
all we had the names in front, but then now I've got to the point where there's no names.
Okay, hello you who must
The
not be
mysterious
named.
person, anonymous.
I love you. Well, I don't think I've not written about, because every song kind of always goes into at least like whoop, every theme that, I don't know. I don't think, okay, cars. No, I have in Everything Matters. I'm sorry, so stupid of me. Oh my God. Maybe I haven't written about like big hats.
Big hats. Actually, you know what's so weird? I was thinking, I don't think you've ever written about cars. And then you went, I don't think I've written about cars. And then you said you have, actually.
I have, or eggs, but we already talked about
We already
that.
know the egg
That's the
musical's
musical.
coming.
But I don't know, I don't think I've written about like anything that I find important. I think I've touched everything.
Yeah. That's good then.
Yes, I'm
It's
very
really
good.
explorative.
Okay.
What is one of your fondest memories to share of making this album?
Oh, well, every second has been amazing. And I remember, I think when I wrote, or every day, when I finished a song, like you have no idea how, or maybe you know, but it just feels so wonderful to make a song, because before it didn't even exist, and you just make it out of nothing, and it feels so magical, and it makes me feel such at peace, like I understand finally why I'm here, because we didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
They just created me, but that makes me feel like I know why I'm here, and it's just the best feeling in the world. Nothing can compare, not even champagne. It's just the most lovely thing, and every time that happened on this album has been amazing, because it amazes me, or I'm just so relieved that
Yeah.
the fountain from where all the melodies and all the songs come from is so endless and bottomless. It never ends,
Yeah.
which is so nice. But I can't really say I loved every second of it.
Love that.
Mm.
Well, we have one final question from Mariella, who I believe is watching from
Mariela.
home. She's not in the room with us, but
Hello, Mariela.
I think this is a perfect question.
Is it her?
No?
No.
Oh no.
Oh. Okay.
Pretend it's you.
Yes.
It's fine.
Hello.
Mariella has asked, what small things in life brings you comfort and happiness?
Oh, so many. And often these small things brings me the most
Dumplings.
happiness. Dumplings.
Dumplings bring you happiness.
And I love people. I love small meetings with people. I find it incredible that we all contain, like all of us, we carry this power inside of us where we can just say to a random person, oh, you look lovely today. And maybe their whole month or whole day will become a bit better because of this small, like we all contain the power to affect someone's life with small things, and I find that so magical, and that's my favorite thing, and also my favorite challenge to all my anxious introverts out there and in here, to try to each day or at least once a week to just approach someone and give them a compliment and just see how that makes you feel. A warrior did that recently, and she told another warrior or another person that, oh, I like your Harry Potter scarf. And then, they had Harry Potter in common, and they realized that they were both fans of me as well. And then they became friends by this small, I like your scarf. And isn't that beautiful? It's just such a sunrise Because no, sun down, sun. I like that. Sunset, thank you. I love sunsets. Sunrise, I find them a bit ugly. And I love sleeping long. I love making babies smile. They're boring conversation partners, but it's lovely when you make them smile.
When you make them cry.
That's also neat. Just kidding. And I love, so many things. Oh my God, how do I even like food? Oh, what an amazing thing!
What was the cocktail you mentioned?
Prometheus.
Prometheus. Designed to be like Prometheus.
Well, I don't know how that can make sense.
Can you say that he was like?
He was a titan. He made mankind from clay, and he stole the fire from the gods to finish his work. And it's this fire I'm talking about that basically come from the gods that we can do to affect.
I feel like it was a Titanic sort of cocktail. No? Hopefully not one made of clay. I'm really sad that this has come to an end because it feels like it's absolutely flown by. Aurora, you've talked about other things being otherworldly. I genuinely feel that you are otherworldly and magical. I've had the most wonderful experience being in this room with you. I hope everyone has at home as well. And all of you wonderful people in the audience.
Thank you all so much. And thank you back home. Thank all of you. And thank you.
Thank you for having me. I feel like I was watching a performance before. That's my third time watching it because I just kept watching it over and over again. I was like, this is what I wanted. Also, I wondered what you did with the dancers.
Oh, what?
Well, they're just chilling now.
What are they doing now? They're living their best lives. Yes, I think. I think they're all alive still.
Thank you so much, Aurora.
Thank you.